What's going on, everybody? So today we are painting one last thing that I forgot to do because I don't want the chrome bezel and eject button. So I just threw the black primer on there. It will dry like this part of the paper. It's still wet right now. Now these, I don't know if I want to just leave them with the matte black or do the gloss finish over them. We will see. But once we go back in, I did install the window. I put about 10, at least 10 coats of this lens tint. It's actually a peel coat. It was just cheaper than the other one. And I gotta say, now that it's dry and installed, when it's on the system, you definitely can't see through it. And then when the lights turn on, you should be able to see the cool DVD drive pretty well through it. So it's pretty cool. I also installed the fan. We're going to take a look at all that stuff. And I just got that last tiny bit of wiring to put together. And we are pretty much ready to put it all back together. So I'm going to let this dry. And I'm going to see if I want to put the gloss on it. I probably will, because obviously these will be, you got the carbon fiber faceplate. And then you'll just see this a little bit. So I think it'll be nice if it's kind of glossy. So yeah, lots of fun. Still back and forth on the color of fluid. I think I might actually go green on this one. Now you won't see any of it on the inside of the system. The only thing you're really going to see is the fluid inside the reservoir on the top of the system. So probably just going to go with whichever one is cheaper at the time. So yeah. Anyway, I'm going to let this dry. Make sure I let it cure overnight while I finish up a little bit of the wiring. Alright guys, so I got my light on so you can kind of see through this window right now, but you won't really be able to see it unless you're shining light directly on it like this. Oops. There you go. You'll be able to see through it when the LEDs are on. When it's off, you won't really see it. We've got our fan here. I put that grill on the bottom side just to kind of strengthen it up and also make sure none of the wires underneath end up touching the fan blades. This is right where our temp display goes. Got our pump right here. I'm going to add 2 more washers on the inside just to nudge it over a hair. Let's see here, our reservoir. Radiator sticking out there. Looking pretty nice. So all we have left to do, pop this top part off. Just like that. Alright, see we've got our fan 3-pin there. I just need to snip this wire off the pump and replace it with a 3-pin connector, which I have a bunch of. That way our 3-pin here going to the motherboard will have a splitter to plug in our pump and our fan here. Got our tubing pretty much set up. See this bottom one coming out of the reservoir, going up into the pump. Then from there, loops around into our radiator. Then comes out of our radiator into our block. Comes out here. We've got our thermometer plugged in here. Then coming out, just goes to a 90 back into the reservoir. So that's pretty much set up. I'm just going to go ahead and put some more hose clamps, at least on these ones here. These are bigger barbs, so they're very tight on this one, and that one, so it's not really necessary on those. What else? We've got, not that one, this one. It's our fan connector, but I'm going to get rid of this 4-pin Molex, and we're going to install this one here, this 3-pin, and that's to plug in this one right here. This 3-pin is connected to all 3 of these fans, so all I gotta do is plug this into the little adapter I make to go into the stock 4-pin connector. That's all powered. This is powered, fan will be powered. Now our temperature display runs off 5 volts as well as the LED strip I'm using. We're going to tap that into our DVD drive power. This has a 12 volt, a 3 volt, and a 5 volt power. 5 volt, I believe, is the third pin over on the bottom, looking at it this way. So we're just going to splice those two 5 volt things into this, and then everything is ready to go. Then we can go ahead, take this off, and we're going to just run it with distilled water to start off with, test everything out. Got our purple ring of lights. I went ahead with UV purple fluid. I just think the darker is going to look cool. That way when it's off, everything is still black, and then a dark purple up here. And then when it lights up with the LEDs, it should glow pretty nicely. The 3 fans back here have UV lights, so that'll help illuminate this. So even if we use our remote to turn the LEDs off, it should still look pretty nice. But then we can add a little extra with these LED strips that will go along here and possibly across this way. But there's a lot going on back there, so I might just have it go across here, and it's going to shine downwards. You should even be able to see it kind of glow through our fan right there. So that's our stealth build right now. I'm going to go ahead and finish up the little wiring. I still need to let the bezel paint cure. Once it's all good to go, we're going to see what it looks like with our faceplate on there. Should look pretty cool. And only other thing I want to do with our controller is use the other motherboard that has the white ring of light here. I might go blue. I have a white one, a blue one, and then obviously the others are green. I don't know, I think blue would look pretty cool with that, so we'll see. So let's get to finishing up the wiring. Alright guys, so we've been doing some of the wiring here. So first off, we have replaced our 4-pin connector on our pump to a 3-pin. That's what's going to connect into here. Well, actually I have another splitter. It's going to go into here to plug our pump, as well as the 3-pin on our external fan. Those are both set. I did run out of these small zip ties. I've got one here on the radiator, so I just need to get some more to make sure I get these two and this connection here. I don't think I'm going to need to worry about this one or these two, as they are a fatter barb and they're very snug on there, so I'm not too worried about it. Over here we took a 4-pin connector, and see right here, and that's going into this 3-pin. So as you know, like your 360s with the 3-pin fans, it's not a regular 3-pin, so you can't just take a 3-pin fan and plug that into there. It's not going to work. For some reason they have them switched, so the ground is actually in the middle, I think, instead of the outside for a 3-pin. But obviously this is a 4-pin, which, you know, there isn't fans for that except the stock 360 fan. So we have transferred that into this 3-pin. That goes into this splitter, which goes into another splitter, and that is so that we can plug all 3 of these fans in. I turned that on. These are good to go. They're at 5 volts. And our last thing I'm working on here is splicing into the 5 volt cable on our DVD cord, which I believe is the third over from the bottom, or from the left on the bottom row. And the end one, I believe top left, it's either top left or top right, is ground. So we're going to splice into those, and that's going to connect our temperature display. This is 5 volts and white is ground, and our 5 volt LED strip. Now I cut it this short. It's probably going to be cut even shorter than that to at least go along this whole back side here. If there's extra, maybe I'll have it kind of loop around the back a little bit, but I mainly need it right here. And cut off the USB plug on there, so our striped one is positive 5 volts and this one is ground. So basically these are going to connect together, splice into our DVD cable, and then we have everything running power: our pump, our external fan, our 3 fans on our radiator, our LED strip, and our temperature display. So then everything is done. Once I clamp these, we've got our side panel here. Yeah, we're ready to go. Everything is tightened up. System turns on and off just fine. Got to bring our lights. And yeah, so finish up those couple things, that little bit of wiring. Then we can put our DVD back in. I think our bezel looks fantastic. And same with the eject button. So we've got our ghost bottom shell, got our top shell gloss black, all the vents and hard drive cover, where's that one? All gloss black. And then I still haven't opened the package on our brand new faceplate. I'm going to save that for last. And then we'll be able to put some distilled water in this, and it's going to be ready to go. So I'm going to end this video here. I'm just going to finish up this little splice here. And then, like I said, I'm probably just going to grab a few zip ties from work, since I just need 4 of them. So we'll finish that up. In our next video, I'm going to put it all together, put some distilled water in it. Actually, the fluid I ordered should be here tomorrow, but we're still going to do distilled water first and then turn it on. So real excited for this build. I like how it's the complete opposite of our eyeball Xbox right there. At least when it's off, and then when it's on, it should be pretty sweet looking. So thank you guys for watching. Real excited for this build. Like, comment, subscribe, and get ready for the final assembly. Alright, quick little bonus clip. Make sure all of our fans are working. And before I put in the LEDs, I just want to see if the fans alone will show through this window at all. So you can see them glowing in there, but you can see a little bit through there. But yeah, so that LED strip's going to be very necessary. But yeah. Alright, let me finish this up, and I'll see you in the next video.